What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hope you like this video. This is Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 9, Episode 12. Look, it was a whole lot of filler scenes in this episode, but we're going to go ahead and run through them so we can get to the meat and potatoes, okay? So we have Kyle. No, see, I already messed up. Kyle later on. We have Erica and Lisa Rinna hanging out, going to the gym. Real cute scene. Rinna was like, look, I can really appreciate Erica. I'm glad we've built our friendship over time. Erica gives it to you straight with no chaser, and I can appreciate it. Erica says the same thing about Lisa. She said, look, Lisa might be crazy sometimes, and she might make some bad decisions, but she owns her shit. And you can't be mad at somebody when they make a mistake, but they own their shit. There you go. Because guess what? Friendships are not perfect, and people make mistakes. So they hung out at the gym. It was cute, you know. And then they showed us a clip from Lisa Rinna's hip hop workout video, I guess, from probably the 90s, mid 90s sometime. Look, work ain't honest, but it pays the bills. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Somebody come to you and say, look, we're gonna pay you XYZ amount of money to do a workout video. All right. If you go back in there, probably most celebrities from the mid 90s had workout videos. I remember a million of them, you know. So, you know. They dug in the archives and found it. And once again, in true Lisa Rinna fashion, she owns it. She done posted on her own Twitter. She owns it. So then we see LVP and Ken shopping for the marble for their new kitchen. She said the remodeling of this kitchen is already in the $300,000 range. She remodeling her house for the cost of a house that you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you're spending on your kitchen. I'm looking to spend that on a whole house, okay? But I ain't mad at you, LVP. If you got it, you do it. I ain't mad at you. But we do see where her and Ken are talking. PK reached out to them and wanted to have lunch and, you know, just try to clear the air. PK is in a really bad situation because he loves Lisa. He loves Ken. They've been friends longer than he's been married to Dorit. But he loves his wife as well. You know, when you get married, your alliances or your allegiance changes. And so he's really trying to find common ground because he really wants things to be cool again between everybody. And he's probably in his mind thinking, screw this damn show. These are my real friends, and I don't want to sacrifice that. And I don't blame you, PK. I don't blame you at all. We see where Dorit is opening up her own office for her swimwear line, and in that we see where PK and Dorit are talking about meeting up with Lisa. And you know, PK is trying to tell Dorit, look, let's just move past this. Like, okay, if she did the article, she did the article, but let's just move past it. And Dorita's like, but I have to be true to myself, Ken. I can't just lay down. Ken, I have to be true to myself. And Ken, I know Ken was like, you know, like you could tell that he just wants this to be done with it. Like he's sick of it. So then we see Kyle going to work out with Teddy. And that's the wrong one. Because again, they get to talking about the whole thing that happened at the concert. And they talking about, and Kyle is like, I mean, I really feel like Ken owes me an apology. I mean, PK owes me an apology. Like, don't you feel like he owes me an apology? And of course, Teddy's like, yeah, he owes you an apology. That was rude what he said. And I told y'all last week, I didn't think that what PK said was rude. I didn't think it was an issue. I understood where it was coming from. You know, it was a freaking joke, Kyle. But later on in the episode, Kyle brings up a good point and why it upset her so much. She almost felt like Ken was sort of taunting her. And so that kind of bothered her a little bit because it's like, look, I've sacrificed my friendship with Lisa and now you're just kind of throwing it in my face like, nah, we still cool. And so it was bigger than the joke, which we knew that at the time. But, you know, at least she started to accept. We'll get to that whole scene in a minute. But she started to sort of accept that it was bigger than the joke. And, of course, Teddy, you know, I want to like Teddy, but sometimes Teddy be doing too much. I just feel like Teddy does too much sometimes. And anyway. So we see Denise, Lord. Denise went to lunch with, you know what? Let me get my names. Hold on. Denise went to lunch with Camille. Now, Denise has known Camille since she was married to Kelsey. So their relationship, again, supersedes the show and everything. And she said, you know, we have a lot in common. We both went through very nasty public divorces. And so we sort of share, it's sort of that sorority you don't want to be a part of, but you a part of kind of thing. And they go on to, let me tell y'all something. With every episode, I love Denise Richards more and more. Now, she's still, she still ain't on the mountaintop with my Erica Jane, but I love that she's just real. You know what I mean? She's just so real about shit. And Camille gets to talking about everybody. When I say Camille talked about everybody, Camille talked about everybody. And all you see is Denise sitting there looking like, really? Ooh. Like, and she said, this is just some real, she said, Camille talks too much. And, the first thing I'm thinking is, it's only a matter of time before she's talking about me, because if she's sitting here talking about everybody else, then I know that the minute I'm not around, then she's talking about me. She said, and the second thing is, I feel kind of awkward because I really like these women, and what do? Do I say to them, hey, Camille's talking shit about you? Do I let it go? Because I really don't want to blow the whole thing up, but at the same time, it makes me feel awkward. Like, it puts me in a really bad situation, And I can appreciate that, Denise, because Bravo shady. If Denise had joined in and went along with it, Bravo would have showed it, right? But Denise was just sitting there the whole time listening to Camille, and she just had this look on her face like, what the fuck? Like, one, is she ever gonna stop? And two, well, damn, All right, y'all. Let's talk about a tale of two cities, a tale of two households for a moment. I sometimes feel like when people have more, they do more, and it's not always the best decision. We see, and I know Bravo's shady. Bravo did this shit on purpose. Bravo showed Kyle's morning routine with Portia, and then they showed Denise's morning routine with her children, with her girls. Now, granted, Portia's 10 and Denise's girls are teenagers, and they were being teenagers, okay? They were fussing with each other. They were accusing each other, stealing each other's clothes. They were going in each other's room. They were slamming doors. And Denise was like, look, these teenage years ain't nothing to play with. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to figure it out, because they did not come with an instruction book. And they don't. So I don't want to be too hard, but Denise getting up, cooking breakfast, getting the kids ready for school, and Kyle said, well, first of all, Portia still sleeps with them. Portia is 10 years old. Portia needs to take her ass to her own bed. How about that? And she said, well, we did that with all our kids, and eventually all of our kids wanted their own room except for Portia. She's still happy sleeping with us. Yeah, because she's the baby. Babies do that. You are the adult, Kyle. Put her ass in her room. Y'all probably spent hundreds of thousands of dollars decorating that child's room. Put her in her room. Yes, she gonna cry, fuss, and be mad, but in about a week, she'll be over it. If y'all don't put that girl in her damn room. She's 10. There's no good reason why she's sleeping with y'all every night. Every night. Anyway, then Kyle gets up in the morning, cooks this girl breakfast, which I don't have no problem with cooking her breakfast. Because at first I thought it was her birthday, the way Kyle was getting this breakfast together and putting it on she's got a breakfast tray with her name on it. And Kyle carries the breakfast in her room every morning and then goes and gets the girl out the room and takes her into her bedroom so she can eat her breakfast. Kyle, breakfast in bed is for special occasions. Breakfast in bed should not be an everyday occurrence. You understand what I'm saying? You see what I mean? How you do too much. And she said, well, I don't feel like I'm doing too much. I'm her mother. I'm supposed to take care of her. Absolutely, you can take care of her. But there's a difference between taking care of someone and just going overboard. Kyle, you're going overboard. Cook that baby breakfast every morning. It's nothing wrong with cooking her breakfast every morning. You there. Ain't no problem with it. I can appreciate that you do cook her breakfast and you don't have a maid doing it every morning. But make her get her ass up out the bed and come downstairs and eat it. How about that? Then the girl, and I'm sure some of it was done for the purposes of the cameras, but I absolutely believe that Kyle's getting her ass up and cooking that girl breakfast most mornings. I ain't gonna say every morning. And taking it to her. And I believe that girl is sleeping in the bed with them every night. That's why your daughter went to college and didn't know how to clean the damn toilet. Kyle, you're doing too much. And I know it's out of love. I don't think it's out of anything except for love. It is absolutely out of love. But you gotta stop. It's too much. You're doing too much. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. That's my PSA, and I'm moving on. So, we got the big showdown. We got Lisa and Ken in one corner. We got PK and Dorit in the other corner, okay? They go to Pump for lunch. Pump is getting ready for an event. They just decriminalized homosexuality in India, so they're having a party to celebrate. Okay, cool. Dorit already showed up like she ready for war. Dorit got on an all black outfit with her black shades and her that little bob she be wearing, honey. She already looked like she ready for war. PK got on an all black suit. I said, well, were y'all going to a funeral? What the hell? Ain't no color between the two of them. They blacked out together. I said, well, all right. I see, to me, that already set your tone. When you got up that morning, you were going to have lunch with Lisa Vanderpump and Ken, and y'all wore all black. I mean, Dorit had a black down to the stockings, okay? Everything on that woman was black. Okay. So, they go to lunch. I'm not going to belabor this, okay? Ken is on 20 already. Because, see, I think Ken's over it. I think Ken's over the show. I think he's over all of this. And Ken, I feel like, already didn't have a whole lot of fucks to give at the beginning of the conversation. So, he was over it quickly. But to make a long story short, because, again, I'm not going to belabor all of this. Basically, Lisa said, look, Dorit, let me just put it to you like this. If you believe I had anything to do with that Radar online story, then that's just the end of our friendship. And Dorit is like she's shocked. And Lisa said, no, seriously, I got to put a line in the sand. She said, if you are willing to say to me, Lisa, I thought so, but I don't think now. Or if you're willing to say, I believe you when you tell me you didn't have anything to do with it, then maybe we have somewhere we can go. But if you're sitting here telling me that you believe me to be a liar, then that's not somebody I want to be friends with. And from that point of view, whether Lisa's lying or not, let's forget about that for a minute, because I know y'all going to be in my comments trying to tell me how horrible Lisa is. Throw it out the window for a second whether you believe Lisa is lying or not. Let's look at it from a friendship point of view. I understand where Lisa's coming from a friendship point of view, to say, hey, we can't be friends. If you can't accept the fact that I'm telling you I did not lie, then there's nowhere for us to go. Where's the friendship? Because why would you want to be friends with somebody that's a liar that you can't trust? I get it. Now, PK said, she asked PK, she said, well, PK, do you believe me? PK said, I believe somebody in your camp leaked it. He said, if you didn't, he said, I'm willing to believe that you didn't do it. But I do believe somebody in your camp did it. I feel like if Dorit would have just said that, I feel like that Lisa would have moved on. Now, do I think that Lisa would have still been Lisa? Yes. But I think that they could have found some common ground. And I think that's what PK was trying to do. I think he was trying to find some common ground. So then Lisa says to PK, she says, I'm telling you on my children's lives, I didn't have anything to do with it, nor do I know who did it. PK said, I believe you. He said, if you're going to put it on your children's lives, I believe you. Dorit is still on the other side of the table going, I can't believe it. I just don't believe you didn't have anything to do with it. I don't believe you didn't have anything to do with it. Lisa said, okay, well, then there's no more for us to talk about. Ken said, well, I'm done. He said, well, then if you believe she's a liar, then there's nothing else to talk about. The friendship is over and I'm done. Ken gets up and walks off. PK is still trying to talk to Lisa. Dorit is still doing this over here. And PK is like, I know he wanted to tell her shut up, because he's still trying to figure out a way. Because again, at the end of the day, him and Lisa are friends. And he's still trying to find a common ground with Lisa, even if it doesn't include Dorit at this point. But they're still going back and forth. They're still going back and forth. And then finally, Lisa was like, look, I tell you what, I'm done. I'm done with this. You don't believe me. And I can't be friends with somebody that believes me to be a liar. And I'm done. So they get up and walk off. So then it's just PK and Dorit sitting at the table. And PK, again, is trying to talk to Dorit and trying to tell Dorit, look, you're not helping. Like, we're trying to work this out and you're not helping. And Dorit just won't let go of the fact that she just believes Lisa did it. Now, Lisa, I don't know. I don't know if Lisa did it or not. Shit, I don't. At this point, y'all, and I know that, like I said, I know the people are going to tear me up in the comments because y'all be hating on Lisa. I don't think Lisa did it. I don't. Now, do I think that somebody in Lisa's camp did it? I'm like PK. I think somebody in Lisa's camp did it. And as a matter of fact, I think I know. If you ask me who did it, I think the guy who got caught up in all those text messages with Teddy, I think it was him. I absolutely think it was him. Now, do I think Lisa knew about it or knew about it after the fact? I don't know. That, I can't get into the minutia of who knew what when. I don't know. But I absolutely believe I don't think Lisa leaked it. I think he leaked it because I think he was pissed off about how that whole situation went down with Teddy when they were trying to expose Dorit. I think he wanted the story out there because he truly believes that Dorit did something with that dog, and she purposely tried to hurt that dog. I believe that. Now, that's my 2 cents. Then Dorit tries to go up to Lisa on her way out the door and talk to Lisa again and again. I'm with Lisa. There's nothing more for us to discuss. If you believe me to be a liar, have a nice life. I'll catch you later. There's nothing else for us to talk about. I don't want a friend that way. And then Dorit says, oh, all of this is because last year. She's still mad about last year. No, she's not. She's mad about this. Like, it doesn't have to, Dorit, it doesn't have to be a big conspiracy. Lisa is not holding on to shit from last year. This from this year. I believe that. That's just my 2 cents. I believe that. Then we have a little filler scene with Kyle doing the Christmas cards and the dog gets out and all that stuff. It was cute, but nothing really there, right? All right. Last but not least, honey, this camping trip that they're trying to put together. So Teddy decides that she's going to do like a happy hour to discuss the trip and figure out the logistics of the trip before they go on the trip. And so all the ladies show up. They dressed up. I mean, they all dressed up like they on their way to, I don't know where they looked like they were going to. No, I should take that back. Some were dressed up with heels and everything. And then Lisa, and then Denise shows up in her Uggs and her sweatpants. And then Erica Jane shows up and, one of her little baggy outfits. Because, Erica Jane can give it to you here or she can take it here. She can give it to you however she feel like it. But the ladies show up and they're, trying to figure out the trip to the camping trip. Now, they only going overnight. And they are acting like they are planning a hike up the Appalachian Trail, okay? They are going in a Winnebago. And it's not even a regular... Like, I grew up camping, okay? My parents we grew up with a motorhome. And then my parents started a camper. And then they got a motorhome. So I know what camping life is like in a regular motorhome. Her husband has, like, the king of the crop, like, tour bus type motorhome, okay? That's not camping. That's a condo on wheels. And for one night, y'all ain't even roughing it. Anyway, so all I'm saying is I ain't know they had to go through all this for a one night trip in a supersized Winnebago. But okay. All right then. So of course somebody says, hey, has anybody talked to LVP? And of course there's crickets around the room till he gets to Dorit. And Dorit said, well, PK and I did have lunch yesterday, and she basically gave me an ultimatum that either I believe her or the relationship is over. And of course, then we get into that whole discussion, and then Kyle and Dorit get into it. And the thing I hate about this show is with every conversation, my allegiance changes. Because I go from being mad at this person to being mad at that person to defending this person to defending that person. And let me say this. Just like I was just saying Dorit in that last conversation, I understood where PK was coming from with the whole situation with Dorit. Now I'm back over here and I understand where Dorit is coming from in her conversation with Kyle. She's like, look, she said, first of all, Ken apologized. I mean, PK did apologize. And Kyle was like, well, no, he really didn't. Dorit was like, all right, whatever. Like, you could tell she was just over it, like, all right, whatever. So then they get into, and that's where Kyle got into being upset and feeling like PK, what he said was just rude and he owes her an apology. And if it had been the other way around, she would have expected a phone call and all this other stuff. And then that's when Kyle got real and was like, well, you know what? What I'm really kind of upset about is that it really felt like PK was sort of taunting me like, we still friends, nan. Like, she's still my friend. She ain't speaking to you, but she's still my friend. And, Kyle was hurt by it. Then they got into this damn conversation about who knew who longer and how they've been friends with Lisa for years, but never heard PK's name, never heard Dorit's name, never saw her at a birthday party, a bar mitzvah, a wedding, divorce, nothing. We went through this last year, and Erica Jane said it. Erica said, so here we go again, arguing about who's a better friend to Lisa. She said, let me share something with y'all. Lisa ain't thinking about y'all. Lisa is sitting at home right now and ain't thinking about none of y'all. I said, you better tell them again, Erica. Y'all sitting here spending all this time worried about who's Lisa's friends with and who she was friends with the longest. And she ain't thinking about none of y'all. And that's pretty much where we are with that. Next week we gonna go on the camping trip, y'all. So y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm sure y'all gonna have a whole lot to say about Lisa did or what Lisa did or didn't do, honey. But anyway, it is what it is. Y'all have a good one. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.